Hello, my name is Chris Bolane. I am an independent contractor that's been hired by the Town of Ridgway as the operator and responsible charge for their drinking water and wastewater treatment facilities. My primary responsibilities for both facilities is to ensure compliance with state and federal regulations and to ensure that the finished product, both the drinking water side and the wastewater side, are safe for consumption and or discharge. On a day-to-day basis, I perform operation and maintenance of all process equipment for the drinking water and the wastewater facilities. I also perform routine sampling, sample analysis, paperwork and reporting for compliance purposes as well. Behind me is Lake Tonawanda. This is the Town of Ridgway's primary raw water storage lake. The town gets its water from 3 different sources. The first 2 are Beaver Creek and Grizzly Creek up in the Sneffels Range, and from those creeks it's diverted into some irrigation canals and fed into the lake where it's stored. The first step in the treatment process for the water coming from these 2 creeks is pasteurization. It's a very specialized process, not similar in any way, shape, or form to how milk or dairy products is pasteurized, but pasteurized in the sense that the water is fed through canals, through wildlife and livestock pastures. The third source of Ridgway's drinking water supply comes from a spring called Happy Hollow, which is actually lower in elevation than Lake Tonawanda, but above the elevation of the treatment facility. So that water is diverted. The water from Happy Hollow goes directly to the pre-sedimentation ponds above the drinking water treatment facility. Non-point source contaminants for Ridgway's water supply is primarily limited to organic material and minerals. The storage at Lake Tonawanda and the pre-sedimentation ponds above the drinking water treatment plant help with the organic material, gives it a chance to settle out, and the mineralization is primarily taken care of through the filtration process. Hey, now we're inside the Ridgway's drinking water treatment plant. So before we get too far in the treatment process, I want to show is Ridgway's first official water filter. This is just a window screen on a piece of wood. Reportedly, they pull it out of the pipe, knock the bugs off of it, put it back in there. That was Ridgway's first water filter. Now we've upgraded it a few times, and the current water filter is a membrane type filter where water is pushed through a membrane that has pore size of 0.1 microns. So before the raw water goes through the main filters, Ridgway pre-treats it with chlorine dioxide that helps remove color, taste, and odor concerns that the community has, and it also helps prevent the formation of disinfection byproducts. Here at the water treatment plant, we also are in the process of completing a pilot study, trying to find an alternative product to the chlorine dioxide, trying to find something that will produce a higher quality of water at a lower cost. So after the water goes through the filter, the final step in the process is to add a small dose of chlorine to help disinfect the water. It then goes into the storage tanks. Outside the building here, we have about 650,000 gallons of storage in 2 tanks. We also have another storage tank over in a different part of the community that is approximately 26,000 gallons. Once the water is in the system, we have to do additional sampling to stay within compliance. We test for things like the chlorine residual, the amount of turbidity in the water, total coliform, chlorite, chlorine dioxide, lead and copper, all on varying schedules. Okay, so obviously we've transferred down into town where the wastewater treatment facility is. The wastewater treatment plant consists essentially of 3 aerated lagoons. The third lagoon we're looking at now is significantly larger than the others. Allows for some sedimentation to occur of the sludges that are being digested as it goes through the treatment system. The final step of the treatment process is a light dose of chlorine before the effluent is discharged to the Uncompahgre River. Due to the likelihood of the state passing more stringent discharge regulations in 2017, Ridgway is conducting an internal review of our treatment process. Essentially, we are taking additional samples at additional locations more frequently. Hopefully this will help us figure out how we can fine-tune the system that we have now so that when the increased regulations come along, we won't have to do any significant changes to the treatment process. Thanks for watching my spiel.